Hi everyone. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to find the equation, straight line equation that passes through these 2 points A and B. So the first step, we'll need to do a little bit of calculation, and the first thing is the gradient. Now you might remember gradient is rise divided by run, but I prefer y2 take y1 over x2 take x1. Remember, it doesn't really matter which point is point number 1 or point number 2. I'm just going to go with A as point number 1. So this value would be x1 and this would be y1, literally the x and y value for point 1. And this would be x2 and this would be y2. So let's substitute. y2 is the value -7, subtract 5. x2 is the value 6, subtract 2. -7 take 5 is -12. 6 take 2 is 4. That means the gradient between these 2 points A and B is -3. Now it's time to find the y-intercept. To do this, we'll use the form of a straight line equation, y equals mx plus c. Now you will remember that m stands for gradient, that's the number we just figured out, and that c stands for the y-intercept. That's the number we don't yet know. So let's select either one of our points. Now it wouldn't really matter, but just for fun, I'm going to select point A. So instead of writing y, I will write the y value of point A. I'll write the number 5. Instead of writing m, I'll write the value that we calculated first here, -3. Instead of writing x, I'll go back and use the value 2, which comes as the x coordinate of point A, plus, now I don't have an answer for c, so it stays as a pronumeral c. 5, that's -6, plus c, adding 6 to both sides would give 11. c equals 11. So writing my equation, I would get y equals gradient -3 multiplied by x plus c, which is 11. That's the gradient. I beg your pardon, not the, didn't want a black line. That's the gradient and intercept that we calculated, substituted into the standard equation, sorry, the gradient intercept equation of the straight line. That's our answer. Now how do I check that this is all working? Well, I use some software called Geogebra. If you put Geogebra into your Google search engine, the first one here comes up. Now I'll press the Start Calculator, the big blue button. That takes a moment, but it basically gives me a lovely piece of grid paper here to work with. To begin with, I will go to this section here. It's the tools. Now I've got various tools. This is a fairly important one, moving the graphics view. If I click on that, then I can do a left click anywhere and drag the graph paper around. I can also use these buttons to zoom in and zoom out a bit if I need to. That's pretty handy. That's probably going to be enough for me. Now the first point, you'll remember, was 2, 5. So I'll go up here and I'll do a left click here to select point, see how it highlights. Then I'll come across and find the point 2, 5, and I'll do a click, and that gives me point A. The second point was 6, -7. So I'll come across to 6 for x, down to -7, do a click, that gives me point B. I'll just use the calculator, or algebra. It looks like a calculator. Now you see how when I clicked on them I wasn't quite right, I was close. That's supposed to be 2, 5. I can click into this and then I can just edit on my keyboard 2, 5. And now it didn't look like the point moved at all, but it's actually exactly where I wanted it. And I'll fix this one as well. 6, -7. Now let's see what that equation was. We thought the equation was y equaled -3x plus 11. So this is the algebra section. I can type y equals -3x plus 11 on my keyboard. And there is the straight line. That straight line, y equals, that's what we thought it was, it runs exactly through point A and exactly through point B. Isn't that good? That's how I can check that I got my answer right. So GeoGebra, this is just a tiny little part of what we can do with it, but that's a good introduction for now. And the main idea was this. That's the sort of working that I'd show in my notebook, and then I would go and check that it all worked, and then I'd do a very quick sketch of this, a very quick sketch. Notice that the intercept here is at 11, as we thought. The gradient of -3, well, if I just zoom up a bit, a gradient of -3. So if I pick any point I like there's a good point, 1 step forward, 3 steps downwards. Gradient of -3. That's what gradient means, isn't it? So, that's enough for now, and thanks for watching.